This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. It's Monday, August 29, with the details. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Our top story at this hour, Finance Minister Chris Sinclair admits that no planning permission has been granted for the much talked about Hyatt Hotel. His comment contradicts revelations by his cabinet colleague Donville Innes, who told Parliament during the recent budget debate that permission had been granted with conditions. Speaking to the media this morning on the sidelines of the opening of the 5th Burger King outlet at Warrens, Sinclair said when he attended the signing of a contract to build the 15-story hotel, he nor the developers ever said permission had been granted.
As far as I know, an application went in, the application is being processed, and until such time as that process is completed, nobody can say that it is all go. And that is why the developer said at the meeting, at the press conference, when all regulatory permissions are granted, we will proceed with the construction. And they were asked, how long do you think? They said, we don't know, but in 2 months, it could happen in 2 months' time if we were to be given the permissions right away. Obviously, right away didn't mean that you would turn up tomorrow morning and receive them, but in reasonable time. If you check any speech that I have given, whether in Parliament or otherwise, you will see even last week when I spoke in the budget, I said, and hopefully the Hyatt, God willing, go and read the text, will start shortly or soon, which means that the process is not complete.
Meanwhile, as mentioned earlier, international fast food outlet Burger King opened its doors in Warrens this morning. 54 people are employed at this new location, bringing the total number of people employed by the franchise to 157. Burger King's general manager, Ryan Walters, says the business has been holding its own despite the competition.
Again, the 11 territories in the Caribbean that carry the Burger King franchise. In all areas, we are in the top 5. All categories, Barbados is in the top 5 when compared to the rest of the Caribbean. Same-store sales and same-store traffic were in double-digit increases over last year, the same period. And we are 3rd in same-store sales, 2nd in same-store traffic. Overall satisfaction, which is the guest experience when they come into the restaurant. Burger King measures speed of service, food quality, cleanliness of the restaurant, team appearance. And this is all based on customer feedback. So customers actually go on our web portal, and they say which store they visited, and they give their feedback in terms of how their experience was in the restaurant. We are ranked 5 out of 11, with an average score of 36%. The benchmark is 40%.
There is no just cause for the recently hiked bank asset tax to be applied to the credit unions, so said the University of the West Indies economist Dr. Troy Lord. During this month's budget, Finance Minister Chris Sinclair increased the tax from 0.2% to 0.35%, saying he was not impressed that the banks had delivered more benefits to consumers even after the central bank liberalized minimum savings rate last March. Commercial banks have been calling for the tax to be applied to all financial institutions, but Dr. Lord tells Barbados Today such a move would put credit unions at a disadvantage since they have to deposit their money with banks.
credit unions have to bank with banks. So they'll be taxed twice if, there was a tax, let's say, on credit union assets, as had happened, because when we deposit with credit unions, have a credit union account, there's no credit union bank. They have to take that money and deposit it at a commercial bank.
The Guild of Students at the University of the West Indies Cavell campus provides financial support to students. The Guild says it has approved $22,000 in the form of 44 grants to registered students who have a minimum grade point average of 2.5. Guild President Olive Hollas made the announcement at a press conference this morning.
It may seem like a small amount, but as little as it is, it will go a long way in assisting these students who are experiencing financial difficulties. Because, when people are in financial distress and you give them a push, as little as it may be, it may seem, it goes a long way. And we have seen it ourselves here as students, little as it is, getting that push really takes you far.
International pop star Barbadian girl Rihanna has done it again. She turned the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards into her own personal showcase to accept the night's biggest honor, the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. The award recognizes an artist's entire catalog of work. Canadian rapper Drake presented Rihanna with her trophy.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only $2.25, $2.20. Who? For what? That's Bear Stale News. I don't read about that from Barbados today since last night. That can't only care do. $2.20. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only $2.25, $2.20. Who? For what? That's Bear Stale News. I don't read about that from Barbados today since last night. That can't only care do. $2.20. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
To news from the region, residents in Grenada are being urged to be proactive as the mosquito-borne Zika virus continues to spread across the Caribbean. The advice from Dr. Martin Ford of the Department of Health and Preventative Medicine at St. George's University. More in this report from the GBN.
He says there is no vaccine for the virus. However, Panadol acts as a pain combator. Dr. Ford noted the consumption of vitamin C is likely to build your immune system to help fight the disease.
The virus, once in, Panadol and other painkillers are just that. They don't fight the virus. That's what your body has to do. There's no, currently yet, although we're testing some vaccines, there's no vaccine for the Zika virus. Since you have deficiencies, vitamin C is a vitamin that is known to boost the immune system. So what you're doing is not per se destroying the virus, but giving your body the ammunition it needs.
And on the international scene, a suspended Brazil President Dilma Rousseff defends her record during her impeachment trial in the Senate. She is accused of illegally manipulating the budget to hide a growing deficit. However, she told the trial her conscience was absolutely clean and that she had not committed any crime. Senators are due to vote later this week on whether to remove her from office for good or whether to reinstate her. And finally, operations at the Los Angeles International Airport returned to normal Monday morning after reports of a shooting sent panicked travelers sprinting through terminals and onto the tarmac. More in this report from the CNN.
Chaos overnight at Los Angeles International Airport. Reports of an active shooter sending travelers running out of several terminals. Panicked passengers using emergency exits to get away, some ending up in restricted parts of the airport. The scare leading to a full ground stop of air traffic as police searched the airport. LAX later confirming that the source was likely a loud noise.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.